Today's episode on Ballin Builds, we're going to be throwing the back on this truck and the rear doors. Stay tuned! Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're working on the 67. Today's objective, yes, is we're going to be cutting this front piece off, cutting this, and splicing on the rear of that cab onto here as well. So hopefully we can get our doors fine up, and we'll hopefully be throwing the doors on as well. It's about to rain, so it'd be nice to throw the doors on and save the computer and stuff like that. But we'll see how far we get.
So the first thing we need to do, we need to actually cut the cab a little bit loose. We need to straighten it up. We have a bigger gap between the frame and the outside body on this side than we do on this side. So we just need to line up this rear cab a little bit better. It's just tacked in place for now. So we'll start with that. And then once we get it lined up, then we can start making some marks, getting it ready to be cut up. And then start cutting up that yellow cab to throw it on.
Exactly. Easy money. Alright guys, I just cut up and trimmed this up a little bit. We kept the main box that holds these hinges, because we're going to want to keep the hinges for the door, of course. I think we'll go one side at a time. We'll cut this off, grab a door, put it on, close the door, and have it hopefully help hold the roof. Then we'll go over to that side, do the same thing, cut it, trim it up the same way, cut off that, throw the door on, close it, and then we'll go over to this one and we'll cut the back off. And then we'll try to form it around these pillars or these boxes that hold the hinges in them. So that's the game plan.
Super windy, so if the audio is not very good, it's because of the wind. Sorry.
It's not our fault.
Yeah, we can't control the weather. Convertible. Pretty cool.
Pretty sure.
All right guys, so we got both of these rear pillars cut. The back half is now off. We also threw this temporary bar across to help keep everything square here in the rear. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is throw on our rear doors that we made, see if they'll bolt on and latch up, maybe even the front ones as well. Start kind of getting everything lined up visually, check it out, make sure everything looks good, and then we'll move on to cutting and mounting the rear of the cab.
One step at a time, baby.
Gonna be sweet.
It's gonna be cool.
Ta-da! One door.
Alright guys, we got the doors thrown on. It's looking pretty good. The lines are looking pretty close. I mean, obviously everything's still just kind of tacked and stuff like that. But for as far as alignment goes and first time doing it, I think we did pretty good. We'll probably need to throw a little bit of a filler piece in there or something. But I mean, we could do that in the future pretty easy, but they're looking really good. So the next thing to do is we're going to go over there and start whacking the back of the cab and trying to form it around these pillars and stuff and then overlap it to the roof. So,
Time for some cutting.
Time for some cutting and praying it'll fit.
All right, Braden's getting this side all cut up. We need to cut the bottom, I think, next.
Kind of need to roll it over onto its nose almost.
Lots of cutting. It stopped raining, so that's nice too. Okay guys, so we got this rear panel cut off. Now we need to go ahead and trim out this section right here, just so it's the outer panel. We're going to trim out all of this right here. There's also some rust, so it's kind of useless. We're also going to trim out some of this section right here, this corner, because that's going to be right in this corner where it will be hitting. So some more cut and some more trimming, but actually it looks pretty good. Once we get it all cut, we'll be able to hold up the back, tack weld it up, and we'll have a back of a cab. So we got those bottom corners cut out a lot tighter, so they should be good. Just the outer wall now, which is going to be perfect. Over here though, we're going to need to trim some of this out. So we're thinking this bolt is part of the hinge assembly, so we definitely don't want to cut that. We might come over about a 1/2 inch, cut all the way down, and take out like an L section. So we'll come over here somewhere, maybe even up to here, and then cut it up, and then pull that L section out, allowing us a little bit more wiggle room. The hinges are going to be kind of tight. Everything's going to be kind of tight, but we're hoping it'll be close enough.
Yeah, we were looking at it, and it's kind of hard because you have about, you know, 5 inches at least to there, not counting this bracket or whatever for that hinge, which I think it'd be okay if we did cut it out. We can make it work.
So close. If we can get a 1/2 inch right here, it might just work. If not, we'll have to maybe cut down the middle right here and then extend it a little bit, which we can definitely do. It's just going to be more work, more body work and stuff like that. No, so we'll trim this up. We'll clean up some of these cuts, get it all cut up nice, and then we'll hold it back up. We did more trimming. Now we'll see if it sets up. Okay, so we held up the back piece. It's still hitting a little bit back here. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut right down here. We'll cut these hinges. They have 2 bolts in the front. This one in the rear is just to help brace it, but we'll end up just bracing it back here a little bit later. So we'll cut out another inch down across all the way down to this bottom hinge. Then we might just slope it back and take out as much as we want, because we can take out almost that whole thing and it won't really matter, at least to about here, to allow us some extra room to hopefully fit it on. So back to some cutting. Brady's gonna grab a Sawzall blade and we'll cut them up again. Okay, so after messing around with it for a little bit, we've decided it's probably easier just to take this door off. So we're gonna pull some measurements across, mark them down on the cab so we know roughly how wide it needs to be. Then we can get it cut and adjusted into place with the doors off, tack it all up, and then we should be good.
Yeah, we also think the doors are kind of weighing it down a little bit. The white cab seems to be like leaning just a little bit, and the yellow cab seems to be where it needs to actually be. So if we take the doors off and we get our jacks underneath it, we should be able to jack up the white cab and match them, and then get them lined up that way as well, is what we're hoping. So fingers crossed and pray for us.
Exactly. And if we get it good, we'll tack it up and try to throw the doors back on. Which side?
Need some help?
All right, we're trying the old ratchet strap technique. We're about a 1/4 inch off on this main cab. So we're trying to fix that, because if we don't fix it, it'll double to this back side and be a 1/2 inch off. And we think that's where we're getting some of our misalignment from. So we're gonna mess around with this a little bit, try to get it to shimmy over a 1/4 inch, re-tack it up and stuff, and then move back to the back.
Move on to the rear.
All right, so Braden did some cutting over here, getting it all trimmed up. As you can see, there's not much left of these corners, but that's okay. They're gonna be all braced out anyways. The main issue that we ran into, we started looking at these hinges and they're really loose. And this one down here is not even attached, which I don't think we realized before. So what we're gonna go ahead and do is unbolt those. We have another set of hinges from this yellow cab, so that we'll bolt those ones back on. We'll have to trim them as we did here. We'll probably brace them up here, because I think that's part of the reason why they might have broke. So yeah, good thing we have a third cab over there. If not, we might have been screwed. All right, so we got these trimmed up, and as you can see, we threw some welds and some braces to help strengthen these things so they don't break like the other ones did. We did that top and bottom, both sides, primed it up as well, that way it won't rust in that corner. Then Braden also went ahead and cut down here, cut out some other spots, hopefully allowing this back to set on better. But we got to come back up here, because we actually haven't got this thing to slide over as much as it needs to yet. I had to run back and get some blocks for the jack. So we'll jack up these sides, that way that the weight's not just on this corner. We'll cut those out, slide it over about a 1/4 inch, and then re-tack it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, so we've got it to move over a 1/4 inch now. Everything's lining up a lot better right here in the middle. So now what we're gonna go ahead and do is throw these jacks further back here, throw a board or something straight across the bottom, just so we can kind of have a straight edge where this is straight all the way across. Jack this up as we need to, then we'll be good to get ready to set this back on, and everything should line up a whole lot better than it did before. Anyways, we'll throw the jacks back a little bit further, jack it up, and we'll be good to go. Also, we started looking over here at these hinges. We're still hitting back here on the hinges. We're pretty close. We're within 3/4 inch. So what we're going to do now is pull out the hinges for now. We'll probably end up spacing them either with some little shims or some washers to bring them out a little bit further. Worst case scenario, we'll actually cut the hinges right here, take out 3/4 inch and weld them together. That would work the same either way. For now, we're going to pull out the hinges though, bring this back panel into alignment, tack it into place, and then we'll work on the hinges after.
Game plan.
All right, guys, so we finally got everything lined up. We're gonna try to throw this door on now. So we got this side mounted and it's not quite where we want to be.
We were messing with it a little yesterday. We ran out of daylight. This morning I came out, we just took the screws out. We're thinking we might have to cut the door hinges and shrink them about 1/2 inch. But we were looking too at this, and we think the top needs to come in about 1/4 inch. We're gonna try to push to get this just a nice even gap. Once we get that a nice even gap, we could kind of fudge the door just a little bit to the right or the left and get to where it looks symmetrical, because it's gonna look stupid if you got it really nice and tight here and then you have, like, you know, here a 1/2 inch gap or something like that. We'll try to split the difference to 1/4 inch, or 1/8, you know. We're just trying to get it symmetrical here. So I think the agenda for right now is we'll probably cut these welds right here, maybe the one on the bottom, and kind of get it to pivot here, re-tack it, move it in about 1/4 inch is what Colvin was thinking. I think he's about right. So we're gonna get right to that. We're gonna cut the cab like Colvin said, swing the bottom out a little bit, try to get the gaps nice and even on these, and then we're gonna start modifying these hinges and cutting them and shortening them. So that's the game plan. Let's get to it.
Okay, we got both of these tops to line up nicely, so we're throwing the door on. Fingers crossed. Fingers crossed it'll look pretty close still.
This side's a little tight. We need to push it that way still a little, so hopefully we'll be able to. Now we're gonna trim the hinges.
Yep.
That will take a lot of skill. Or a lot of luck.
Mostly a lot of luck.
Mostly a lot of luck.
So we got 4 hinges to do, 2 for each side, trimming them all down. So it might take a little bit, but we'll get her done.
If only we could fast forward ourselves doing it.
I know. We could just sleep and then let it be done.
Have the remote like click.
Snap. We're gonna try this new trend of snapping and getting it done.
It's not working.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, so we got both the hinges made. Braden just bolted that one on right there. This one's been shortened up and welded. It's probably really hot.
Test operators. Oh, dang it, it's hot.
It's very hot. But we'll go ahead and we'll throw this hinge in there. Then we should be good to mount the door, hopefully for the last time. Got both of these hinges done. Now we're gonna throw them on. The cool one first, because this other one's still pretty hot.
Hotsy totsy. Maybe we should grind down those welds.
No. All right, boys and girls, it started raining, but Braden's bolting on this hinge. We just did some fixing on it. So hopefully it'll be good to close. Hopefully it'll line up and then we can go in the house because it's starting to rain.
Getting cold, boys.
Oh, wow. Honey. So it's starting to rain. We need to wrap up the video, but we got both doors opening and closing good. They need a little bit of work aligning, but pretty sweet.
Money, baby.
That's gonna be a wrap for this video. In the next episode, we'll be jumping onto the fenders and the hood and start pulling together this front end. So if you guys want to see that, be sure to like and subscribe. But with that being said, that's a wrap for today's video.
We're going home.
It's too cold.